Happy Monday. Fudge. A ginormous bug just came out of the ceiling. Scared the pants off me. Let's try that again. It's house painting week. I'm so excited. This week we're painting the house. And by we, I mean me, by myself. I'm doing it. Very, very pumped about this. So here's the plan. Today, it's all about prep work. I'm going to be doing some sanding where there's some loose paint. I'm going to be caulking some areas that need some fresh caulk. I've already walked around the house and made a list of all the spots I need to fix. That's today. Today I'm also picking up our paint. Tomorrow, my mother-in-law is getting here bright and early and we're going to start painting. So I'll take you along on the whole journey. I have no clue how long it's going to take me. Ambitiously, I'd love it if I could paint the whole house, not the brick, but all the siding this week. Realistically, that might not happen. We'll see. So wish me luck and let's get started. So this right here is a really good example of the sort of thing I'm working on today. You can see where the dogs have scratched up all the paint from doing that. So I've just got my little sanding block and I'm sanding down any loose paint so that it is ready for fresh paint. Okay, so the other thing I'm working on today that I'm actually going to take a break to work on now is painting this side of the fence. It's getting really hot outside already and I just would like to get this painted before it gets too hot to even work. So let me show you what's going on with this. So this fence has always been a little messed up, but it actually recently slipped. You can see where the hardware here shifted both on the top and the bottom. So now this is as far as it closes, which is just not super safe. So Corey's gonna fix it, but I'm gonna go ahead and paint it. And then once he fixes it, I'll do any touch-ups that I need to. Okay, so it's only 86 here right now. It's pretty early in the morning, but let me show you what's happening. This side of my house, the sun is beating directly on the fence. Through the gate, there's this beautiful breeze and it feels lovely in the backyard, but on this side of the fence, it's horrifying. So I'm taking a break and hoping that the sun, when it goes behind the house, it won't be quite so intense. But this was a good reminder for me because I'm going to start painting the house tomorrow. I had planned on starting on that side of the house. Let me show you the other side of the house. Look at all that shade. Isn't it beautiful? So this is a great reminder to me that in the morning, I need to be over here. And then maybe when the sun sets, I can go around to the other side. Remember the bug from this morning? I've identified it because it just did it to me again. Only this time it hopped up from the floor. Check it out. It's a cicada. Those of you who thought they were evil, I now agree with you. Good morning. 6:55 on house painting day. We're diving in. I'm walking to the car right now to get my paint, get my tape set up. The sun has not even fully come up yet, so I'm probably gonna start on the hot side of the house because it didn't get hot there till 10 yesterday. So I think that gives me plenty of time. We're gonna paint a house. All right, so I'm about 40 minutes in and I just finished taping off one side of the house. Let me give you a quick peek. So I taped all along the bottom, taped the window. Some of the more intricate parts, like over here where all the electrical stuff is, I'm just hand painting that. Everything is taped off. I'm going to be using this board to help me protect the roof as I paint. And I think I'm ready to set up my sprayer and get to work. Wish me luck. So here's a fun update. I'm missing a piece because I sucked at storing it, I guess. So running to the store to fix that, and then I can start spraying. And now, because I'm very grumpy about this whole situation, I'm getting myself a breakfast taco and a giant tea, and then we're gonna go home and paint. This day will get better, y'all. Hi. Okay. So I have not been popping on to say hi at all because I have just been powering through because the sun was coming up on the other side of the house and I really wanted to get it done before it got too hot over there. This side of the house is quite literally a good 15 degrees cooler right now. So finished one side of the house. It's drying. I'll take you over there to see a peek in a minute. It's going to be hard to see a difference right now because it's so bright over there. I had some snafus with my technology. I believe that I must have made a mistake when I was storing it or something because it was clogged and I couldn't get it unclogged. We've got it all figured out. We're good. Taken a little longer than I expected, but I'm getting ready to start on the second half of the house. The beautiful thing is once I got it working, it took me less than half an hour to paint the entire side of the house. So hopefully this side will go a lot faster. I'm getting ready to tape it off, and then I'll show you some of the painting this time because I'm not in such a rush. Okay, so it's really bright over here. Paint's still drying, so it looks a little splotchy in some places, but this whole side is done, and I love it. It looks so much cleaner, y'all. All right, it's almost noon. Both sides of the house are painted. I've done a tiny bit in the front. You can see this is all still drying. I'm hot and tired, but I think I'm gonna power through for a little bit longer and see if I can get some more done in the back. It's coming along. Okay, I showered. I watched a couple episodes of Veronica Mars in bed. Feels slightly more like human now. Let's do a quick day one wrap up, show you where we're at. So my goal today was to get the two long sides of the house painted and the garage door. I did exactly that. I had kind of like in the back of my mind hoped that maybe I'd get a little more done, but due to some of the issues we had this morning, I didn't, which is fine. I'm on track, I'm on schedule. So let me show you. All right, here's side one of the house. Still needs to be cleaned up. Still got some junk back here, but man, look at that. It's showing a little more white on camera than it is in person. In person, it has a grayer tone to it. You can see I got the garage door painted. I can see a spot right there that I missed. I'll have to fix that. Let's walk around. I've still got a mess out here. I got these shutters painted, and you can see I got the brick a little bit, which is fine because we're painting it. The entryway I did not get painted at all. I just got that cleaned and it's ready for tomorrow. I'll have to paint the door too. And then over here, the sun is shining on this side of the house now, but this side is totally done. And I think all the touch-ups over here are done. And then as a reminder, this is the color that the brick will be. So I ordered it last night. It should be here soon. It's gonna be good, y'all. That's day one. All right, I'm home. I scarfed down my super healthy breakfast and I'm ready to get started. I wanted to give you some more detail on what I'm using. So this is my sprayer. It's called the Control Pro 130. It is meant for outdoor big projects. Stay tuned. There may or may not be a giveaway for one of these at some point. So how it works is I start with just my tank. I've hooked up the hose. You have to use a wrench to tighten it on. And then I've put my gun on the other side. Everything is all put together, and then they have you do some setup and testing a few things. They suggest just putting the spray material in it while you're setting up, but I have had enough user error setting things up that I like to just pour some water in it to make sure everything is running smoothly and I'm not going to make a giant mess before I start spraying. So let's do that now. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that this little valve is working correctly. So I've got some water in there. I have this set to prime, which is kind of the testing. Turn it on. As soon as you see water coming out of here, you know that like the pump is all working correctly. So that is good to go. Now we're going to test this to make sure it's working. So I'm going to switch this over to spray and turn it on. And then finally, we're gonna test the actual spray tip assembly. So I've put that on, turn it back on. And what I'm looking for when I do that, I'll show you one more time. I am watching this connection here, I'm watching this connection here, and I'm watching this connection here to make sure that there is not water just flowing freely from where everything is connected. So if you watch again, the water is only coming out where it's supposed to. And if I look back here, there's nothing dripping. So I know that once I pour my paint in, it will only come out from the place it's supposed to. So this morning I'm starting right here in the entry. I've got to paint all of these walls. I've got to paint this ceiling, the eaves up here, all the way to there. And then over here, I've got to go all the way to here. So we're going to tape all this off. I'm also going to be painting the door today, probably later. So let's get it ready to paint. All right, everything is taped off. I don't really care if the door gets paint on it because I'm going to be painting it anyway. So it's time to do it. All right, so I poured about half my gallon in there. It'll fit the whole gallon, but I like to just work a little bit at a time. I'm going to put the lid on, and then I'm going to paint. All right, so I would estimate that took me about 3 minutes of painting to get everything that I could reach without a ladder. So now I'm gonna grab a step ladder and get all the top parts. All right, so I've been home from Home Depot for just under an hour. So to set up, test, and then paint this entire area, I did all the eaves on this side, finished the front of the house, took me about 55 minutes. So I think that's pretty impressive. So the whole front of the house is done, and now we're gonna head to the back. Okay, so I'm in the back and I wanted to show you, this is a really, really good way to see the two colors next to each other in lighting that looks natural. So on camera, it's really kind of hard, like once it's all painted, to see a difference, but here you can really tell how much brighter the house is with the new color. Where I'm at is I have finished all the spraying that I'm gonna do. I'm to the porch area and it's just a lot more intricate. I don't wanna have to move all the furniture, so I'm just doing this part by hand. All right, I wanted to do a check-in. It is about 11 o'clock, and in half an hour, Jackson is leaving with my mother-in-law to go to swim lessons. So I have to clean the sprayer up before I have to go inside. But here's how things are looking. Doing all of this by hand, it's very tedious. So the only wall portion I have left is this, but I've got to do the eaves all in here. I've got to do all of this. And then with the roller, I really need to do 2 coats, not just one, at least on some parts. So this is all I have left. But I estimate this alone will take me another hour to hour and a half to do. All right, so now let's talk the process for cleaning this. So first, I've poured out all the excess paint, and I'm just gonna rinse it out. And I have a 5-gallon bucket with just some water and soap in it, and I'm taking this apart. It breaks into 2 pieces. I'm just gonna let that soak in there for a minute, and I'm using this. Their manual is really helpful, and that is what I'm using to help me make sure I do it all right. So my next step is to just spray everything out of the hose into this container, get all of the paint out of the hose until it's running clear with water. Now that the hose is clean, I'm going to take this little filter, which just kind of helps make sure no sediment gets into your paint, and I'm going to reach in here and dig out the 2 sprayer pieces. I'm going to take all of these inside and clean them in the sink. Okay, so now that everything has been initially cleaned, what I'm going to do is fill the tank completely with some warm soapy water, and I'm going to run basically a gallon of water through the hose, through the tip, and that just does a more thorough cleaning and make sure that it's completely cleared out the next time I want to use it. All right, now everything has been cleaned out, so I'm gonna remove this. I've got a little wrench here to help me. Just gonna unscrew it
from the hose, and I need 2 hands for that. So, okay, I removed both ends of the hose, so I removed it from there and from there. Now I'm basically just going to keep raising this end up. I'm going to put this end in the bucket, and I'm going to raise the other end up so that I can drain all the water out of it. Now everything is clean, so I'm just going to coil up the hose. I'm going to wipe down the interior of this just to get it fully clean. They recommend for long-term storage that once you clean out the inside here, you pour a little bit of like vegetable oil in it and turn it on just to drain out from here to here, like put a rag over it and just drain it out. So that'll take me another couple minutes, and then I'm just going to put all the pieces in here, put the lid on, and put it up in the garage. Okay, I'm a mess, but it's done. I painted my house in 2 days, y'all. 2 days, not even. Yesterday I worked until about 1:30, and it's 1:45 right now. So kind of 2 half days. It's done, and it looks so good and so clean. I'm sure that over the next few days I will notice spots that need to be touched up. I think that always happens with big projects like this. I'm going to go fix that one on the garage that we saw yesterday. And then I'm going to clean up, take a shower, and celebrate. So for those of you asking about the brick, that is getting painted. I have ordered the brick paint. It should arrive, I believe, next Wednesday. So hopefully end of next week. Jack starts school next week, so I should have time during the day while Grant's napping to knock the brick out. It's a much smaller section of the house, so it should be pretty quick. And that's where we're at. So stay tuned. One final step before I clean up. I cleaned up a little in the backyard. I still need a shower, but we've got to paint the front door, y'all. So I mentioned black yesterday. I had a bunch of you say that you think I should do a fun color, and I love you for suggesting that. But since we're moving, I really think black is it. And when I asked Corey what color he wanted to do, he said black right away. So we're doing the same color we did on the fence, and I think it's gonna look great. You know you're a little too excited about a project when you come home from dinner, put the kids to bed, and put your plank hose on so you can get started. All right, I've got a light out here to help me, but it's happening, you guys. It's slow moving, but it's gonna look incredible. All right, here's your peek at it in the daylight. Obviously, it still needs a second coat. This section is the only part I didn't get to yesterday. I want to take the trellis down, get some good pictures while I work, but guys, it's just like yummy. Kind of picture it like a wall, you know, where it needs 2 coats. It looks a little splotchy at first, but I think the second coat will cover really nicely. The texture on this stuff, it is like velvety. Ugh, I am obsessed. Also, notice anything that I maybe forgot to paint? Oops. All right, so here's the check-in. I've been working since I laid Grant down for his nap, and I got a second coat on all of this and this little section over here. I couldn't get the trellis off because the screws are stripped, which is a bummer. Corey's gonna do it when he gets home. So this needs a second coat. All of this needs a second coat, and then down there. But it's hit 90 here. Grant's waking up from his nap, so I really have to stop for now. I'll probably work tonight when the boys are in bed again, because that's the only time it's cool enough. All right, step 1, my paint clothes on. I'm gonna do some touch-ups, just some little areas where like brake paint splattered, or I've just noticed that I missed paint. Gotta get up on the roof. So this is the part I'm dreading the most, is just like I'm done painting. So I just really want to knock it out quickly. So put on a good podcast and we're going to get to it. All right, so I just finished touching up all of the siding. It was super quick. And now I have a few spots where I need to do a couple touch-ups on the brick. I was painting when it was dark and couldn't really see what I was doing. So, for example, there's just like, I don't know if you can really see them. There's just a few little splotches here and there that didn't get all the way filled in. So we're going to take care of that, and then the house will be painted. I got to climb on the chimney, but I have to wait till Corey gets home from running an errand.